Well, you can see those fire trucks making their way through that devastated Palos Verdes area and some of those neighborhoods. Now, all of them are coming from a command post that's right here off of Pacific Coast Highway. They get their orders, and then they basically make their way out to these neighborhoods. They're probably looking for hot spots and maybe some other types of incidents out there. Also checking property to make sure that the portions that are standing will be safe for others to get there later on. We're also starting to see a lot of infrastructure trucks down there. You know, you can see some of these vehicles right there. I venture to say, well, those are actually the fuel trucks for the fire trucks that are down there. But then we also see a lot of the DWP trucks down there and also water trucks, and they are starting to work on those utilities as well. As I kind of pan out, you can get a real kind of sense of the devastation. Now, we have been talking about this from Skyfox since about the first time we got to peek through that smoke to see some of these homes and some of these neighborhoods. Today, we're actually about 3,000 feet lower than we have been because air attack is here, but they aren't utilizing any of their aircraft. So they allowed us down about 3,000 feet, which is good. It's anything helps, and we can still get a better look at all those homes down there. It is still amazing to me when I look down there and you see. And the two things that really jump out at me are the fact that of that total devastation, where there are neighborhoods that are completely flattened, but then there's neighborhoods like this where homes are gone, and then right next door, other homes are standing. We've actually saw in one spot with that trailer park that's right there off of PCH, we thought that all the trailers were gone. There's actually one still standing. Now, I'm doing this because I do have some children of my own and some of my grandchildren, and I'm just going to say this out loud, is for all the children out there that have lost some things inside their homes, and one of those things might be stuffed animals. I have it on really good authority that all the stuffed animals got out of all the homes and they are safe someplace wherever they stuffed animals go. But you got to think that every time we pan through these neighborhoods, you see this. And these are homes, and we've talked about this in the past, the devastation, the loss that goes on down there, the personal items that will never be recovered. And people say that all the time. It's like, well, property can be replaced. Some things can be replaced, but they might not be that same thing that you had lost to begin with. Now, of course, we do know that there were lives lost out here in the Palisades as well, but considering the devastation, I think that those numbers remain relatively low. One would be more than enough, but we still hear about they are still doing searches down there. Hopefully those numbers will not get any higher. We haven't seen anything particularly like that, but getting back to that infrastructure right here, and then I'll toss it to Maria for some weather, is you can see the infrastructure is here. And there is something interesting as well. We're not on the ground, but those underground vaults right there, we've been watching as they've been taking the parts of the underground vaults, the transformers, and they actually bring them back to the command post area, and then they're basically taking them and going through them. I'm kind of curious what they're actually looking for, if they're looking for some sort of evidence of failure or possible or something else. But the winds right now seem to be very light. We know that there's that possibility that they are going to kick back up again, but you can see that shot right here, and I'm going to end with the shot of the burn area, because we did see that earlier in the morning when it was late morning, when those winds were really starting to push a little bit. We saw a lot of dust coming off these hills, dust and ash. Right now